Hello guys, you are welcome back to another tutorial. Alright, so in this particular tutorial, I must have actually shown you the design you'll be creating now, so I won't waste of your time, much of your time. So let's just go straight. So the first thing I'll be coming here, I'll be bringing in my background. This is actually my background. Alright, the image I'll be using for the background. So I'll just come here, click on 1:1. Well, I think I like that position. I'll just click on this guy here. So before I want to actually edit that image a bit. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna come here. I will increase the saturation by about 30, reduce the brightness to about 5, and add a bit of contrast to this. Alright, so now I've gotten this here. I'll just come here and come to relative size, just increase it. Alright, so we've gotten this. So the next thing we'll be doing, just use relative size. Then we can just come here and lock this. So we've gotten this one now. So the next thing is our bottle. Actually, when I did this design, this was not actually what I used, the bottle I used. So okay, so let me just check the design. And alright, so I just checked the design, which was actually this one. So aside this, I think we're good to go. So the next thing we'll be doing is we have our bottle there ready. Make sure it's at the center. Alright, so I'll be doing some effects to this particular bottle. Now I'll be coming to still the same color filter. Then I'll be increasing the saturation to about 10. Okay, so we reduce the brightness to about 40. Then the contrast to positive 10. Alright, to achieve this one now. So the next thing I'll be doing is, I think let me just wrap up sorry about this. So I'll just come here and copy this. So for this one that I didn't copy, I will just come to inner shadow. Right, so it's about 10. Let me see, 12. Okay, so I'll click on this plus icon now. Click on this my eyedropper, come to the bottle. I need a darker version. Right, I'll just get that one there. Oh, you know what? Okay, so I'll just get this darker one. Just draw it here for it to be dark. Okay, so I've actually gotten this. Now you see it's actually over the whole bottle. Now we just come here, click on this portion here. Alright, so then I will just come to, I can use, okay, let me make use of my max tool. Then I can just easily adjust this one. Come here, draw this one. Then I just want to for you to touch this particular. Wow, this is not the one I'm supposed to use. Let me just cancel it. So it's not the first one. This one we actually had that editing too. So that's what we are going to use. So I'll just enable it. Come here. I can just still stick to. Alright, so let me just come here, just bring this one here. Bring it here. Okay. Wow, I have actually made a mistake. What I'm supposed to do is with this same one. So don't just mind me. Okay, so we'll still be doing the same effect. So I'll just enable this, then use my. Okay, so I'll just bring this one here. Okay, I think I can just make do of this. Then alright, so I'll just make do of this one, make do of this one. Then just now this is the most important one here. No, you're actually not seeing what I'm doing now, but as we're going. you're progressing, you actually know what I'm doing. To enable it. So we've enabled that. So let me just bring it out for you to see what we did. So this is it. All we just did, we just used the let me show you the click on it again. Go to the Max 2. Max 2. So we just use the Max 2 to just crop out this part. This head. Just actually use the Max 2 to just to cut it out. Alright, so that's what we did. So I'll just cut that side out to leave the base. So this is what we need. So because you can see that there's actually a touch of red on the body, the top of that bottle, which we don't want to be like that. So we just come here, make sure it's at the very center. Then now that we're good to go, we'll just lock the two of them. Alright, so I'll be bringing this one here. So the next thing I'll be doing is so I'll just bring, I actually have two of them here. I'm thinking of which one to use. Okay, they are both Gaussian blur, but let me just stick with this one. Okay, so I'll just come here. I will first just add a bit of saturation to about 6, brightness -30, then contrast to -10. Alright, so once we've gotten this one, I'll reduce the opacity, use it. Now let me just make it smaller, then I'll position it here. Alright, so I'll lock this. I'll copy this. I can increase the size, then I'll put it here. Alright, so and I'll lock it now. So the next thing we'll be doing is we just come to this guy here. We'll move this one to this place. Also, we'll just move it here, but this one we can just choose to just increase the relative size and the width. The relative size. So we'll come to relative position, make sure it's at the very center now. So we'll just come here and lock it. Then we'll push it to the back of this bottle. No, let it be at the back of the bottle. So we'll come to erase color. By default is in white, so you click on this eyedropper tool. Now it's already in. We're actually working with that shape. That's why you're seeing it's not giving you the color of the bottle, because to it the bottle is invisible. It's only just giving me the color of the background. As when we selected the bottle, then you'll be getting the color of the bottle. But since it's just the background with that shape, this background is selected, that's why it's just giving me the brown. So if I click on this, now when I click on this check mark, so you see, okay, so let's just see if I increase my tolerance a bit. Then I will come here. My opacity should be about 30. Alright, so I've gotten this, so I will just come here and lock it. So I've gotten this, we've locked it. Now let's just look at my again. Okay, so the next thing I'll be doing, I'll be bringing in my lens flare. So I'll be bringing just this lens flare. I will kind of increase the size. Okay, so let me just increase the size. So you just be careful when you are doing this. Alright, so I'll reduce the opacity to about 70. Alright, so I will send it to the back of this. Let me send it to the back of this thing here. So the next thing, I'll just copy it. I'll click on just the color, so I'll just stick with this one, just that red. Alright, so let me just make sure it's at the center. Okay, come back to this one to make sure it's at the center. Then we'll put this one to, let's see, yeah, to the back of that is okay like that. So just come here. Let's see if it's going to be at no, no, let it be at the back of. All right, so you just come here, click on this. All right, now I've gotten this. So just come here, come to this. All right, so I just felt I should just increase it a bit. All right, so okay, now I've gotten this, so I'll just come here and lock the two of them. Okay, so the next thing, still taking, the next thing we're going to do is I will just come here and I will, each of the bottle didn't I didn't actually, so I'll just come here and just copy this bottle. So I'll just have to put off this shadow. Whatever, I can just choose, even though I just put it off, it's still of no importance anyway, just put it here. Yeah. So the next thing I'll be doing is I'll be coming to my perspective. So I'll just enable it. I'll draw this here and I'll draw this here. Now it will come in handy. So the next thing we just come here, we'll reduce the opacity completely. Alright, now we've reduced this opacity of this one. So the next thing I'll be doing is I will come to shadow. So the next thing I'll just come to rotate. Then I'll just put it beneath this bottle here. Alright, so I'll just try and so I'll come to relative position. Now I don't know if you've seen the shadow, but I'm seeing it a little. So just stick to it like that and we'll just lock it. Alright, so now we have it. It's just like you've seen a reflection. There's a light at the back and it's reflecting to this place here. So the next thing I'll be coming up, bringing a shape. I'll move it this way. Right, and I'll turn it this way. I can just choose to increase it a bit. So never can tell when I'll use it. So I'll just come here, click on this check mark, click on this one here, then click on this particular one. I'll click here, I'll draw it here, and I'll just do it like this. Then this one I'll move it here towards this direction. Then I'll click on this eye paint bucket, click on the eyedropper to come here, then click on this red. Now I think actually I can actually make the red dark. Let's see if I can actually get any other red from the bottle. Now you see the bottle is actually my sense of my color inspiration. So just make use of it. D100 or 1. Right, so come here and just reduce the size. Alright, so now we have this. I can just come here as well as just reduce the opacity a bit. It's my choice. So I'll just bring it to the back of this bottle, or I can still take it to the back of, let's see how it's going to feel. Well, hmm, how does it look? Let's just look at this one. Now this is my choice. Not necessarily I replicate the same thing, but I think it should be the back of the bottle. So the next thing I'll just come here and think this color. I think let me just make it a little bit darker. You know, let me just edit the color that is for the gradient. Come here and make the red a bit dark. Okay, so all right, so I've gotten this. I'll just come here, copy this, move this here, then I'll position it this way. Then I'll move it to the beneath the shadow. Yeah, let's just okay. So I'm seeing defect in the shadow. Alright, so we've gotten this. Alright, now I've gotten this. So we just come here. Let's just look at. Sorry about this. Wow. Okay, now we've gotten this. So just come here. Let me look at my text. Jack Daniels. So I actually think I need to increase the height of this thing a bit. Okay, let me just increase the height because of my text. Alright, so now I've gotten this one. Alright, so I will just come and click, bring in my. So there's this Gonzerat. I actually downloaded the typeface today. Gonzerat, let me use just normal Gonzerat. So I made use of a vertical when I was using my creating the design. Let me just use normal, regular. Let's see where I wrote original. Original. So the size should be 17. Okay. NSC. This is double H. NSC. Right. Okay, I'll be using extra bold. Now that is extra bold. I'll just increase the size. Now let me try reducing the opacity of this NSC. No, let me stick to it. Let me just try reducing the opacity. See, no, don't worry. This is it's still going to look good anyway, but Let me just make it like this and just come here and lock this. Then bring in my grid. The reason I didn't use grid this long is just because I have not needed it. Okay, so just come here and I'll lock this. Now we've gotten this. So the next thing I'll do is I'll take it up. Let me still take it up. Now NSC. Now this original, I'm just going to copy this and make use of 25 years. Okay, let me just use 75% vol. 75% alcohol. Just hope I'm getting this. The spelling of. Let's just zoom in. I just hope that ACH is the alcohol. I just hope HCl is actually the. Let me just try. So I'll just zoom out. Then I'll just click on this 75% that I wrote. It's actually 40% volume. 40% volume. Alright, so next thing I'll be using a background. I just remembered something, but I'll be making use of a darker red. I'll make it obvious. Then I'll just make it a radius about 4. Alright, so I'll just come here. Then I'll reduce the size. Alright, so what I'm trying to achieve that when I put it there, should be noticeable. Then I'll just come and reduce the size again. Okay, so I think I should reduce the size of this my NSC, or not actually reduce the size of the NSC, reduce the size of increase. Okay, I'll just come here and down. Okay, now okay, so we are actually good. We're good. So the next thing, I'll just come here and increase this. %40 volume is too tiny. I think 12 will be okay. Then I'll reduce. Alright, so we're good to go. So that's one problem of text. It actually takes my time whenever I'm doing designs. So, oh, let me. Okay, so the next thing is, let me just copy this NSC. Just position it here. Just use my phone number, my cell phone, plus 2348106196382. Don't call me. Alright, so I will reduce the size. It's too big. This is the size to about, let me use, let me just stick with 20. When I was creating this, I used Montserrat. That's why I use a different typeface. That's why you can see this one is like this and this one is like this. I made use of a different typeface. So I guess I did not use line spacing. No, I didn't. So let me try and reduce the size. Okay, now that we have this here, so I'll actually not be putting my, it is raining here, I will not be using my, I'll just lock this one here, then I'll still come to this NSC, then I'll copy it. So the next thing I'll be using is, I'll be putting it is 5,000. Okay, now make it big. Now let me just stick with it like that. Okay, so now we have the 5,000 there. I'll come here, I'll copy this original and I'll just position it here, and for just okay, so alright, so let's just look at it. Yeah, for just 5,000. I can't believe I didn't lock that. I can almost argue with anybody. I didn't lock it. I locked it. So I'll just probably increase the size of this my 5,000 a bit. I guess I unlocked this thing just now. Okay, so now we have this. So we copy this, we edit, and we put dots 000. Alright, just edit this one here, and we put this one here, and we will just okay, now we have this one here. Now so still click on this again, then we'll put this one here, then we'll use hash symbol. I don't actually know how to get this button in, get Naira button in my design, so I've been sticking with this hash. So when you see it, you actually know it's represents a figure, a money figure. Alright, so for just, let's just see how I positioned it there. just try to maintain a level of balance. Okay, so now we have this done with this design. Oh, practically done. Anyway, so I think I still prefer this typeface that I use here. I strongly prefer it compared to this this one I'm currently using here. I strongly prefer the typeface compared to this one. So you can still increase this 500, the typeface, but I don't want to increase the size again to just make this big. Okay, let's just do it. Let's just increase the size. You can see when I actually increase the dates, it made it look good. So I'll just come here. Now we have this one. So the thing is, you click on 4, just edit this 4, just and now we have this. Okay, so we would come to this one, unlock this. For more information, so let me just make for more info. Alright, so I can reduce the size of this. Okay, so I'll bring this one here. So I'll come to color. This particular color I'm using here, I think it actually here, or you can as well as come to your eyedropper, come here and just pick one either from your this particular part. I think you see this. Okay, let's just stick with this one. So I'll give you some of these bottles so you can actually replicate not only this one we're doing, you can actually replicate and you can use it to create any of this design. So we actually see we are done with this design. Oh, practically done. So what you just do now, you will save this. So let's just wait while it saves. I'm sorry, I've taken a lot of time. So this thing is not supposed to take about 25 minutes. It's just the arrangement of this text. But I guess the design is actually worth it. So I've gotten this. Then, alright, this for just, let me look at the size. Let me bring it up a bit. Okay, I think it's okay this way. And this, okay, I'll just use my grid now on this. Alright, so just to make sure it is right. So I've gotten this. So but you can just make the necessary correction if you seeing any. And but we'll just make do of the one that was saved. Alright, so the next thing is just go to PicsArt. So just hold on while PicsArt, click on this plus this, then click on NSC, then come to FX. So if you're using this for the first time, you should actually put on your data, come to HDR. Alright, so you're seeing this effect. So I'll put it on 30. Okay, now then you just okay. Then I'll come to darken. So let's just compare the two. Normal. Now multiply is actually giving me something dark. And oh, let's look at darken. So okay, let's just look at. I'm looking at darken. It's not that dark. Let me use soft light or hard light. I think I'll stick with hard light. So you just choose any one of your choice. So I'll just stick with hard light. So this is my choice. If you are actually thinking this thing is better, you could still make do of it. You can just make do of it. Soft light, hard light. So any one of your choice. Hard light. So me, I'll go with hard light. Then I'll now save. Automatically it saves. Now you can see this original is kind of outside this place. So I think you have to just adjust it a bit. Let me just do that. I think there's something I also want to do. Original minus C. Alright, so now I have it like this. So when you're trying to replicate yours, just try and make it better. So if you see any mistake here, just try and correct it. Alright, so that's all for this tutorial. You can, okay, yeah, that's true. You can as well add vignette to it and just drop it here. Yes, I think I added vignette to mine. So it's, let's see, before and after. I think this is better. Alright, so or instead of just going back, I think there's an FX effect here. So it's already dark anyway. So there is something for vignette here. Okay, yeah, this is it. Vignette. So I can just, so you can see it's actually by the side. So you can just do it here or the other way around for Pixellab in Pixellab. Okay, so and you just click on this check mark. So this is how I got my effect. So whatever, I guess that is all for this design. Now, but it's actually covering my I don't want the square mode. I don't want, I just want, I prefer this one. So that's all for this tutorial. So, and I'll just click on this. Now we're done with this tutorial. So you can either save it here or let's save it there. Now I should have just added a bit of shadow here. Oh god, I'm still talking. Oh, added a bit of shadow here, but it's actually reflecting to the base. So which that's why I didn't put shadow. We added shadow that it was kind of reflecting. So but I just felt like this one may be of use. And so I think it's alright. So that's all you can just save your design, but you may not still put that one because we added a bit of shadow that was actually reflecting at the base. I just felt that one may give it like a form of realistic feel, with a realistic feel. Alright, so that's all for this tutorial. We'll see in the next video.